Hey guys, welcome back to Felt's Farm. I'm Molly, and today we are going to do the part 2 video of the tour. So we're in front of what we call the bridge. It's just the walkway beside the pond that goes back to the barn. But we just call it the bridge because it kind of looks like a bridge. So it's been really dry here the past few months, and our pond is not looking too great. It's really not doing so well. It is a spring-fed pond, so the other day Jacob and we followed the spring as far as we could on our property, and it was just all dried up, and it goes past what we can control right now. So we do have beavers around here. We have dams in our creek that we found, so we don't know if there's maybe a dam somewhere. Oh, here's our kittens. There's Sky, Delilah, and Boots. Hey guys! They're getting so big. But yeah, so our pond is super low. We don't know, since there are a lot of trees around it, maybe that's not helping the issue. And I think it's just been so dry that the spring just wasn't, it's just not enough water. So hopefully we'll get some rain soon, since it is hurricane season. Hopefully it'll fill up again. Hey guys. So we've had them since they were like 4 weeks old, and they're, I don't even know, they were born Cinco de Mayo, so they're like 4 or 5 months old now. But as you can see, they're just out and they run around all day. Their mama's around here somewhere, and she actually just had her kittens. We haven't found them yet, but we know she's had them because we've seen her, and she's all skinny, so she's definitely had the kittens. We just don't know where they are and if they're okay. We've looked around everywhere, but I just don't know where they could be. So hopefully she'll bring us to them one day. But so here's the back half of our property. This is what we call pasture number 3. Eventually we'll get it all fenced in, but Jacob has cleared it all down, mowed it all down. It was just as high as everything else. And he just recently did these fence posts right here. You couldn't see them at all, but we plan on putting a fence here and maybe moving the goats back here because we're getting some more animals this week actually. But so the goats are out right now. We leave them out to free range in the morning, and then, sorry guys, the cats are tripping me. Then we put them up in the front pasture in the afternoon to eat and hang out. So they're all right here. The cats aren't really huge fans of the goats, but that's all right. The goats are super sweet. This one's Benny, Oreo, Louie, Hercules, and Guinness. They're all brothers, and they're super sweet. Benny's my little boy. So we're gonna go in the side of the barn instead of the front, just because that's where the rabbits are. But yeah, so it looks so much better back here. This used to be all overgrown. That pasture actually goes back to the right, so eventually we'll get it all fenced in, and hopefully our plan is to have it fenced to the side of the barn so the goats can just go in and out as they please. But so that's probably our next project. But for now, we just let them roam around because they don't really go anywhere. They'll come up to the front when they're ready for their pasture. But yeah, this winter, Jacob wants to take all the trees down. Once everything's all dead, he wants to chainsaw every single tree around the barn, even this big one right here. Everything's gonna go. We want it completely empty. And then we'll probably just rent like a stump grinder or something, and mulch everything so the stumps don't grow back. And it'll be all cleared. And then eventually we'll paint the barn either white or red. We haven't decided, but we got big plans for the winter. So let's go inside the barn and we'll see the rabbits and the cat room. The goats are gonna follow me, but we'll deal with them later. So here's the side door. Okay. The goats are so funny. Okay, so we used to have all 4 rabbit cages hanging right here. We just moved them a couple days ago, so we only have 2 of them hanging right now. We had the boys right here and the girls down there. But we just built a rabbit tractor, which is just essentially like a portable cage that you move every day. So they're pasture fed, and they're trying to eat the rabbit food. So they're pasture fed, guys, stop. And eat grass more instead of their food. And since we're, this. I'll put it over here. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to move the goats, they're not listening. So anyways, we moved the rabbits outside to the rabbit tractor because they are going to be meat rabbits, so we're breeding them for meat. So we thought it would be healthier to just, have them more grass fed and eat more grass than rabbit food. But there are pluses to having them hanging, which is what we were doing originally, because obviously they poop and it falls on the ground, and that way we can collect it and use it for compost, which is really good for our garden because it's full of nitrogen. So, so that was our first thought, and that's the downside of the rabbit tractor is we won't get to collect it because we move them every day and then the chickens pick through it. But we still have to build one more rabbit tractor, that is, so we can move these 2 guys out there too. We have Luca and Georgia in here still, so we'll get them out there eventually. But for now, they're just in here hanging out. They don't mind it. We give them carrots and lettuce and grass and stuff every day, so they're happy. But yeah, let's go down here. I'll show you the cat room. So the cats pretty much just hang out in the barn or around the pond all day, like you saw. They're so funny. They can just go wherever they want. The goats normally are not in the barn. They're just following me because they just follow me everywhere. So they're just going to come along on the rest of the tour, and then we'll put them up in their pasture. So the cat's room is right here. I'm not really going to go in there because the goats will try to go in there, but there's a crate in there, their food. You can probably kind of see their toy right there. They do have a window in there that was open, and it has a screen on it, and that's how they were starting to get out. Their mom broke a hole in the screen and started to get out. So Jacob put some chicken wire up, and then they started climbing the chicken wire and going out through the top. So they escaped, and then we just kind of let them out just to do whatever they want, even though they were too young. They're supposed to be in there for like 5 or 6 months, but that didn't happen, and they've been fine. We had a problem with Delilah. She ran away for a couple days. We don't know where she went, but she came back, so I don't know what happened or where she went, but everybody's been all right. So we have 10, they were horse stalls. We used one of them for the goats. They all stay together. This is the goats one. So we just have hay and straw and Timothy hay and stuff in here. And they all sleep together. They like to be together since they are brothers and they were raised together. So they're all in here. They have a salt block right there. So they lick, and they have water in the back, and they're only in here at night. We bring them back after we put Ford down, and they sleep in here, and then we come get them early in the morning. So now we're at the front of the barn where we normally come in, and Jacob has cleared out a little bit around here. This used to be completely full of brush and stuff, but eventually, like, that tree will be down, all of this will be down, everything's going to be gone. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's random fences everywhere around here. So we want to clear it all out so we can see what we're working with and see what we need to do. got distracted by the cat. Yeah, so this way is the second barn. We haven't really done much on this side. He's mowed down a pathway, but that's pretty much it. But we like it back here. We like to come walk back here at night because you can see deer, there's deer tracks. Jacob's come like late at night and has seen coyotes. We hear them all the time, but so there's a ton of wildlife out here, which is awesome. But so in here is the horse ring. We haven't done anything to see that yet, but that's on the list as well. We're thinking about getting a Premier 1 fence, which is just an electrical fence for the goats, and we could just rope it off and they could eat around it. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But so we'll go. I don't think the goats have ever been this far, but so here's the second barn. We still have no idea what we're doing with it. There's a lot of ideas, but I mean, it's like so far down on the list, we probably won't do anything with it for a while. But inside there is just a ton of different wood and boards and tin and junk. So, come on, goats. Hey, kitties, come on. This way. All right, well, they can go explore. But, so this is the back of the property. Our line's right here. And then it goes all the way back. Behind, there's huge trees back there, and then there's the creek, and it goes all the way down to the creek. And I mean, it's beautiful back there. When we go all the way back there, you can just see everything you see we own, and that's probably our favorite thing about being out here. And so yeah, so at night we just like to walk back here when Ford's asleep and it's just us. And we'll just take a walk, and it's so peaceful, and there's nothing out here. And normally the kittens follow us, or we bring the puppies with us. And I mean, it's just gorgeous. You watch the sunset and look out into the beautiful nothing, and it's awesome. So this used to be all like what you see around it. He cleared it down so we could walk. And over on that side is not our property. They have a soy field over there, and we see deer over there too. And yeah, so eventually we'll get to this barn. We'll clear these trees out too. But priority is the barn that we use, because the roots are getting bigger and we don't want it to mess anything up. And it's just crowding it. We want to be able to see the pretty barn. So that's our goal. So yeah, so the creek is behind those tall trees over there. And that's where our property line goes to, in the middle of the creek. So it's kind of an odd shape, and then goes kind of back there. So this is it. This is all of our land and what we like to go and walk out to. And one of the reasons that we moved out here. It's just so peaceful, and we love being out here. You can't hear anything, you can't hear your cars, you can't hear any people, you can't see your neighbors. It's just beautiful. So yeah, not too much work has been done back here besides the animals' houses, and there's a kitten, and some of the land clearing. But stay tuned to see what else we do, and I'll show you the rabbit tractor in another video. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.